What up, Elden Ring video? And this is my Fire Mage build. This is a lot of fun. You want to have fun in the game. I have the Frost Mage, I have the Blood Mage, I have just the regular Mage, I've got the Glintstone Mage, I played like with just Melania. The Flame Mage right here, the Fire Mage, it's probably not as good as like my Frost Mage, I would say. I don't know, the Frost Mage kind of got knocked down a little bit when they nerfed Adula's Moonblade, but this one's really good. Let's just jump into it. Equipment. Sword of Night and Flame. This right here is really good. Look, physical damage, magic damage, fire damage, scales with intelligence and faith. And if you are wanting to use fire, you need to have faith for that. So really good right here. Recommended. I like it. Even if you're not like a fire mage, it's still really good. I know it got a nerf a couple of updates ago, but it's still like a really good weapon. And not only do you have like the L2 R2 attack that does like the Night and Flame stance where you shoot the fire. You also have kind of like the Comet Azure attack with L2 and R1, like your mini attack or whatever, or your lighter attack, and it's really good. And the sword is just good in general. So of course I need to do a respec on my character. I only have 31 faith right now because I am just started New Game plus 5, and I didn't know what kind of build I was going to do with this, so I haven't made it to Renala yet to do a respec. But once I get there, I'll respec it. I'll probably take 10 and 10 out of Strength and Dex and add that to Faith, or maybe do like 15 out of each of those and drop it down to like 35, 35, and then give me 60 Faith. For my staff, because we are a Fire Mage, we need a staff. So I have the Gelmir Glintstone staff. This boosts lava sorcery. Also have the spinning weapon art on it. But you see right here, like sorcery scaling is only 279. Not the best staff, but for the lava sorceries, there are 4 of them. I'll talk about that in a second. It does a really good job with that because it's going to give it a boost to the damage that it does. And then for my seal, because I have 2 incantations that I am using, I'm just using the Golden Order seal. Now, because one of them is a Dragon Communion incantation, you could go with the Dragon Communion seal, even though it got a little nerf, but I don't have much arcane. I don't really have faith, so the incantation scaling of it is really low for what I would want to use it for. So I'm just using the Golden Order seal because that's the best one that I have leveled up right now. For the armor, I have the Fire Monk armor because I think it looks good. It's cool. And then for the helm, I have the Haligtree helm. Now this one gives me +1 faith, so that's the only reason that I have it there, just to boost it up. If I wanted to, I could go with the Fire Monk hood. I'll just show you what it looks like. It's kind of dope looking too. If you wanted to use that, if you have your faith up, definitely go with that. But I think the Haligtree one kind of goes with the outfit. I think it looks pretty good. I think the color of it is close enough to like the upper arms. Kind of looks the same, like the mesh kind of is similar to it. But with that said, my talisman, I have Faithful Canvas Talisman to raise potency of incantations, and that's for the really one incantation in particular, Agil's Flame. And then I have Marika's Sword Seal, which is going to boost up my arcane, my faith, my intelligence, and I think it's endurance. I can't remember. It's actually mind. So yeah, it's mind. And then I have the 2-finger heirloom, raise faith, because I told you need faith. And then I have the Fire Scorpion Charm. You can probably switch some of these out, like the Faithful Canvas Talisman. I could maybe do something like go with this right here because I have the Sword of Night and Flame or whatever to like enhance my charged spells and my skills and get a little boost. But whatever, using the one that I'm using, it works fine for me. Of course, there's plenty of other options for Talisman. I can boost up my health, boost up my FP. I go something like HP, stamina, and equipment load, whatever. Use what works best for you. For my summons, I'm using the Mimic tier because I didn't really find any of the summons had any good like fire attacks, or at least not that I could see, or at least the ones that I have so far that are leveled up. This was my best option, so I just went with the Mimic tier because it's going to mimic what I have, which is a fire mage build. Flask of Wondrous Physics. I have the Magic Shrouding Cracked here for my magic, and then I have the Flame Shrouding Cracked here. This is going to boost fire attacks because all my spells are fire related, and then obviously if I'm boosting or using magic spells or sorceries, it's going to get a boost from the Magic Shrouding Cracked here, and then because they're fire spells, I'm kind of getting like double the boost there. And then I have 10-4. I'm on New Game +5. Anything past like New Game +3, I definitely, once you have 14, probably going to need, 3 minimum, but maybe 4, because you do take damage. A lot of the, especially once you get like past mid-game, a lot of the enemies will two-shot you, you know what I'm saying? So having those extra flasks definitely helps. Before I'd play like 12-2, but now New Game +5, I've switched it to 10-4. But, you use whatever you're more, most comfortable with as far as that goes. And then as far as the spells, so I have the Gelmir Glintstone staff right here. So with this, it's going to boost Lava Sorcery. These are the 4 right here. Rykard's Rancor, Magma Shot, Royal and Magma, and then Gelmir's Fury. Now, Gelmir's Fury, I think that was one that got an update or got a buff. I'm not sure if it was just last patch, 1.04 or 1.03, but I know it got one recently, and I can't remember which one it is. I think Royal and Magma did too. These ones are okay. Nothing to write home about. But Rykard's Rancor, as far as like a fire mage, this is definitely the best spell that you can cast. I have 268 FP. This costs 26 FP, so I'm basically able to get this off 10 times before having to drink a flask. And I tell you what, I also have this right here, Flame Grant Me Strength. So once I use that Flame Grant Me Strength, I sip my Wondrous Flask, and then I just go here with Rykard's Rancor. I'm telling you, man, it annihilates a lot of the enemies in the game. Before I went to New Game +5, I was messing around with this build, just doing some like co-op bosses to see how it worked, and it was just like destroying people with this Rykard's Rancor. It's really, really good. And then the incantations, Flame Grant Me Strength. Obviously, this one right here is for fire builds because it's going to raise physical and fire affinity attack power. So I like this when I'm using like the Sword of Night and Flame. And then, of course, like with my other fire attacks. But then I have a Guild's Flame here for my incantation. Now, because this is a Dragon Communion incantation, you would get a boost from the Dragon Communion seal. But like I said, I don't have the faith points built into my build yet because I need to do a re-spec. But with that said, once I do it, maybe I'll switch because, it will boost this up. But this is really good. It's a lot better than the Dragon Spit, I think is what it's called, or Dragon Fire. Yeah, it's a lot better than that. Of course, it does take a little bit more FP. But, this one is good, but it's just nowhere near as good as this. This one just does so much more damage. Some of the other spells here, we can look at them while we're here. So, you're going to have Catch Flame. It's okay. I don't recommend it. Old Flame, okay, don't recommend it. Flame Sling, really good. This is going to be for a range attack. Now, with this particular fire mage build I have, Rykard's Rancor is maybe the best thing for range because it kind of does the tracking of the enemy more or less, but that's the only one that really has any range on it. A Guild's Flame is okay, but it's not going to, you're not going to be able to use it if they're too far away from you. Giant's Flame Take Thee is pretty good. This is a huge ball of raging fire, but it takes 2 slots. I would be using it if not for that. Flame Fall Upon Them, pretty good. I recommend it. This one right here, I definitely recommend. Honestly, you could probably get rid of Royal and Magma Shot and go with this right here, but I don't have the faith for it. You got to have 41 faith. So, you know what I'm saying? You could maybe do Giant's Flame Take Thee or maybe even Flame Sling. It's just not going to get the boost from the Gelmir staff or whatever because it's not considered a lava spell, I guess. I don't know. But Surge of Flame is okay. And I even like the Vernal Flame. That one is actually pretty good too. You know what I'm saying? I like those. I like these 2 that I have up here better than the 2 that I got rid of. I don't know. Rolling Magma is okay, but I don't recommend it. I think the Gelmir Fury is basically the same thing as Royal and Magma, more or less. Because it just fires lumps of lava, and then this right here covers area with a surge of magma from the earth, and it also has an area of effect, like an AoE attack. So it's a lot more, the range of it is a lot more, or a lot larger than the Royal and Magma. So you really don't need both of those. And then the Magma shot is okay, but again, like the range of it is not that good. I mean, you're better off, like I said, going with, you know, one of these other ones, like the Flame Sling, probably pretty good. Fall Upon Them is actually pretty good too, because it does like several small like balls of fire, where this is more like a big one or whatever. And then, you know, like this one, the Giants Take Thee, that is like one big ball of fire. So, you know, you could go with that one if you wanted to. But like I said, this one right here, once I respec, I definitely will be using this, because it's a lot like Rainy's Dark Moon or Ronaldo's Full Moon. Instead of it being like a cold moon sorcery, you know, it's going to be like a big ball of flame, and it's going to actually like follow the enemy. It's going to kind of like track them at a distance, and it does a lot of damage to them as well. But that's pretty much it right there for the sorceries. If there's anything else really to talk about with it, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask. Let's see, let's go fight a couple enemies real quick, just give you a little demo. You know, I like to do that. Let's see, just go to Gatefront, because I don't really have much of the map unlocked. Actually, I do have Renala unlocked, and I could go re-spec, but I'm not going to do that right now. I forgot I just fought her yesterday, but so I'll use this one in a Gil's Flame right here. My Mage just basically one hit him. I did 2,000 damage. 700 and 1,300. Or I guess I did like 1,400 damage. Never mind. But I'll show you some of these right here. Like here's Gelmir's Fury. So we'll just get up here and see if we can attack him. Got to get kind of close to him. But you can watch like the area of effect that it does. So it has like a pretty large area. But you see like it's not really doing that much damage to him. I mean, it did okay damage, but nothing to write home about for sure. But this one right here, you know what? Let's go fight this knight right here, because he's a little bit stronger. And then you can get an idea. Let me do something. Let me... So I'll show you right here, like how it just like destroys this guy. It looks like it's not doing damage on him, right? But look, watch. Like he can't even move. It's stunning him. Like he never got any closer to me, like than from where he was. Like he was just stuck in that one little area. Look at it. Look, it's just doing like this steady damage. And see what it does is it like goes past him and then it comes back and hits him from behind. So it's like if they have like a shield or something like that, it's doing damage from behind them, which, you know, makes that really cool. It's, I was going to touch the Grace again and then, you know, go through here with the other ones. And I'll show you the Sword of Night and Flame. I know everybody's already seen that and have used it or whatever, but, you know, maybe not. Maybe someone just got the game and they're watching this and they're thinking about doing a build like this. If you want to know where to get anything, I mean, honestly, just do a YouTube search for it. That's the best way. I'm not going to go through where to get each of these items, because that's not what this video is about. But anyway, here goes Magma Shot. Pretty good, right? I mean, it did pretty good damage on him. Surge of Flame. Oh, that's an incantation, and that's one that I just added. But it'll actually like stun them and keep them from like getting close to me. And I just move forward, you know, on them. And then let me show you the Sword of Night and Flame. I'll show you that it has 2 attacks, and then we'll wrap this up right here. Like I said, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave that down below. I'll do my best to answer any question that anyone may have. This is a lot of fun to play with. Of course, like when you want to two-hand this, so the L2 R1 attack is going to give you like the Comet Azure. Kind of like a mini Comet Azure. It's pretty good. And then the Flame, Night and Flame stance is going to be L2 and then R2. And it does a lot of damage. And then, of course, like, you know, we can go ahead and, like, buff up. I don't really need this on him, but one thing about this is you will not get knocked out of the animation often with it, but you will sometimes, depending on the strength of the enemy. But it's really good right there. Definitely recommend it. You know, then you got like your jump attacks or whatever. Oops. You know, the sword is like, once you level it up to +10, it's really strong. You know, if you want to two-hand it, you know, you're going to get like a little bit, you're going to get, I don't remember what percentage it is. Is it 20% boost if you two-hand it? Something like that. Like you get like a nice little boost when you two-hand your weaponry. But, you know, if you don't want to two-hand it, you just want to go with something, you know, a lot of times I'm just running around like this, to be honest. And I'm running around like this, hitting them with that and coming in here. It's so good, man. It's so good. Riker's Rancor is so good. They cannot even get close to you if you just sit there and just keep casting. And the cool thing about it is when it comes back and it's hitting them, it actually like kind of stuns them for a second, and you'll have time to like sip a flask. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll sit there, hit the enemy, and you'll have time to sip a flask because they're getting hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just really good. Definitely recommend checking it out if you want to play like with a fire mage. Anyway, that's the video. I'm out. Peace.